The first 3 months of this year were full of yarn, doubt, small wins, and a few projects I almost gave up on. So here it is, everything I made in Q1 and everything it made me feel. It's simply quite fascinating that the other day we were just saying Happy New Year! But now the first quarter is up and I would love to take a step back and let's see what we made in the first quarter. Are we still keeping our goals? Are we? This piece started sometime last year in June. It was a small act of rebellion, a way to remind myself that even though we are in bleak and black times, we can have time to be creative, a way to channel away this negative energy, and a way to calm the mind during a time that was so anxious and so full of turmoil, deaths, among other things. This was an 8-month project. I was supposed to finish in time for my birthday, but did not happen. Oh no. We finished this project sometime in January 2026. We started out by laying out the template of what I wanted. The blanket was meant to affirm truths that make life much more easier, like walking in faith, like reminding myself and others that we have the creative power within our hands, that you should love yourself and the phase that you're in. Reminder that you are enough, that love is a wonderful anchor through a time so bleak, that sometimes you have to step in and that you got this. And I'm so happy that I finished this blanket and I can't wait to get lost under it in the month of June during the World Cup. I have a video on this on the YouTube channel. You can go check it out. And then hopefully sometime this June I will have a blog post on how I executed this project and some of the meaning of each patchwork. So hopefully you'll be able to be inspired to make yours. Next up is the Water Dancer Tunic. I am not a fan of making wearables for sale, but I do enjoy sitting down and just creating something for myself or somebody I care about. And this was a challenge that I really wanted it to remind me that yes, I still love this craft called crochet, especially after the high and the lows of finishing a large tapestry crochet blanket. This piece was made to be worn on Osana's Chill and Flicks event that was happening on Valentine's Day, where we went to just a film house and watched a film while we crocheted and interacted with fellow crafters. It was an awesome experience. At some point, I did doubt myself because I felt like either it was too small or it was too big. Actually, I had to unravel the first round. Then I just told myself, we gotta do this, and then we started it again. If you're interested in this piece, I will add the link to the pattern down in the description box. We are solving problems. I don't know when we'll finish, but we gotta do this. We gotta do this. We got this. We got this, baby. We got this. Dixie, we got this, right? Say right. And oh my god, it's Friday. This is the last day we need to finish this thing. I had this leftover mesh that I got from Osana Yarns that I used in a previous cutout tapestry crochet to give it stability, and quite a large piece of it was remaining, and I thought, why not make a cuff to to go along my water tunic dancer for the Valentine's date I had with fellow crafters. I had a very vague idea of how I will execute it, so I decided to make like a trapezium of the tapestry crochet with hearts, given the theme of the day and the month and the whole year, right? And decided to just get as creative as I could be. This is the point where sewing returned this year and I had so much fun. The most challenging bit about this project was how I will allow the calf to have an enclosure, and I used the corset method, just added buttons and my string and it got going. I am so fascinated that it worked and I love this piece. Speaking of bag mesh, this was the initial project that I was using for the mesh. Technically, I finished this project in December. It was a gift for my Secret Santa, but I finished stabilizing it in January. Or was it? No, it's February, early February. So it makes it here because I finished it officially in 2026. Cutting. What? Time. This part is giving me a bit of trouble. See? This will be easy. What? Why did I not think of this? It is stable now. Will this next project really come as a surprise? Given that I'm fascinated with temperature blankets, I thought I had killed the idea last year because I felt like 2026 will have a myriad of large projects, and adding a large one would have been like adding more weight to a already laden donkey. But the idea did refused to die, so we just jumped on and started our first temperature blanket ever made. To increase my chances of success, I decided to make a no-shown pouch to hold all the items that I will need. That includes stitch markers, darning needle, scissors, the book where I'll be writing my temperature for those days where I wouldn't be able to crochet a row daily, along with tags to mark which square belongs to which month. And I had so much fun trying tapestry crochet on something else, especially a bag. This was my first, or was it my second one? Because I know I have made a phone case. And again, sewing played a major role in this part. But I'm falling in love with sewing and I'm just happy that I'm giving it another chance. This pouch is reminding me that yes, I can do this and I should walk the talk. That is why the front and the back design is yes, you can. And footprints. You can all find the videos to all this project in my previous YouTube videos. So do not worry if you feel like I'm rushing and not showing the whole process. You can just go back and binge watch these things. This piece was another Valentine's Day inspiration. I wanted to make something special for a fan of Lando Norris, and what better way than the helmet, or is it the helmet, that saw him win the 2024-25 season of the F1 series. At this point, this was my largest tapestry crochet wall hanging that I ever made. It made me slow down I love that about tapestry crochet, but it just felt like it was taking too long, and at this point, after the high of finishing a large tapestry crochet blanket, and then that phase where you feel like you're crushing but you're not exactly crushing, this bit had me asking if I still love tapestry crochet. But I took a break, we made the water dancer, finished it, then we got back to the Lando Norris piece. I love the fact that I sat down and edited that helmet on my own. I know it has a few flaws, but that is the beauty of handmade items. The flaws make things beautiful. I kept on, and we have an actual vlog where I finished the piece. Though, to be frank, the piece has featured in several vlogs, so if you want to binge, please do so. It was an awesome experience that reminded me that I can be creative, I can be intentional, I can be loving with my craft and also myself. Because this time where I was doubting my love for tapestry crochet, I had to remind myself to be kind to myself and the whole process and to actually take a break. That is where the water dancer Tunic came in, and during that phase, I just got to relax my muscles and trust that this love is real.
So, instead of a few days, we have a few hours to figure this out. Nice work, Chase. Why'd you name it? Saying nice work, Chase, when you're not here is fun.
Sorry, I was crying. All through the procedure? No, when Dr. Foreign apologized, I knew something bad was
Let's go make a crochet necklace, right? Progress report. In between large projects, I love doing small pieces that just add so much excitement into the whole creating process. And for the how many time? I don't know. This is the first time I'm making a crochet necklace where I used actual gold chain, uh, and yarn and a needle to create just something simple yet gorgeous. I was using what technique is this of creating a code? But I was using recyclable things, and this is what we came up with. Guys, I've finished it. Isn't she lovely? What? Here we have finished the last piece of this vlog. But as well wear it. Oh my god. Guys, is it weird that I try constantly to remind myself whatever I'm doing matters? This is a slow thing, especially we are using our hands, and it takes a lot of time, energy, sweat, creativity. So every time I feel like, oof, I'm not making an impact, I do remind myself that what I'm doing matters. This was one of those pieces, and I hope you remember that your art matters. By the way, I have managed to add an inch. Just in case I do not like it, I will just cut it. If you're a veteran here, you know how much I love using each and everything that is usable from previous projects and all those things lying around me to create art. After making a cuff, reinforcing my tapestry crochet piece, I decided to use the remaining mesh. Yes, there was still quite a number of, or rather quite a sizable mesh that I could use to make something. And I had this idea of making an organizer, and this is what I did. Something to just help me carry around the house, and I loved the whole process. Again, sewing played a part, and I love that these small projects are reinforcing my love for sewing. It was fun, and it was also another way to use tapestry crochet in something other than a wall hanging. Almost finishing the first row. I love crocheting or knitting blankets. I feel like blankets cover so much aside from our bodies. They take us through phases that sometimes we need that moment of just turning a yarn, or rather yarn, into something large over a long period of time. And this was my oldest project. It took about 10 years. We hadn't even moved into this house. Dixie hadn't come into my life, so many things. And it saw me through phases where I was doubting my life choices, where we had a change of environment, and it just kept me going. It's been a minute since I needed something, and this project reminded me of so much. I had to relearn how to make an icon, something that was so very easily accessible to my mind and my creative muscles. I also had to remember how to pick up stitches. I do remember how to make the squares. And I feel like I would love to do another Domino Knit project. The project is really, rather the technique is really simple. And actually this is the thing that broke my virginity when it comes to large project. I was just held on a chokehold of just making scarves, though I did want to make something larger, and just the idea of starting with one square and then you build up from there gave me the courage to take a large project. And finally I got addicted to making blankets. I also had to remind myself how to knit together live stitches. As you can see here, we had a very rough time to begin with, but I never gave up, and we finally finished, and the blanket is ready to be used, or rather it was already being used. Imagine the only thing that stopped this blanket from being finished was just 3 freaking rows. You see how we keep on procrastinating things. I think I should do better. We should do better as creatives, but I feel like that's part of the process. And finally this blanket is complete and I'm so in love with it. This was another in-between large projects piece. Mom wanted a phone case. I made one last year for her using granny squares, and she wanted something small for her katululu, and I decided to go tapestry crochet way and make this. I don't remember when I made the footsteps phone case. I believe it's somewhere in January, but I don't think I have a video file of it. And there we have it. This was another trial and error, and I loved exploring another side of tapestry crochet. But this time around we made a mug cozy. I just need to refine some of the rows and stitches, and hopefully it will be something available maybe as a pattern or as a product itself. This piece started out as a pillow project in the spirit of Women History Month, and I was supposed to finish it off in March. I did finish it at the end of the month. However, we had a change of plan, and instead of it turning into a pillow, because it was large in my opinion, but now I have a changed perspective, but we already had decided that we're going to turn it into a cardigan. Hopefully in the future I might make a pillow in the same size. You see how I change ideas. But this is an ongoing project. We are going to finish it in the month of April. And I almost forgot this achievement of February. I finally conducted my first tapestry crochet class, and it was a whole experience in itself. It's one thing to make something, and it's also another to teach somebody else. We had so much fun, because I know for a fact my client enjoyed this so much that I was left blessed. Lastly, I made some small things in the spirit of Valentine's Day, like this bunny coin purse and these hats, because love can make you do amazing things. And that's what or all I made in the first quarter of 2026. If you're new here, considering hitting that subscribe button. And if you are a veteran here, thank you for being part of this journey. I hope we'll keep on going. My question to you is, are you still in par with the goals, and what would you like to do to get back on the bandwagon? I do hope and pray that I've sparked something in you, and that you may keep on capturing your dreams in a stitch, because you can, and your art and your heart matters.